This video is about rainbow things, I think, and maybe something about numbers as well, I guess. It starts off in the 2020 when I'd seen how my postcodes match up on the 14th of September. Then 25th of September, I wanted to listen to the song called. Wanted to listen to a song called Tucker's Miracle. It came out in the year 2000, and I hadn't heard it for a while, so I thought I'd look it up on YouTube, but couldn't find it. Like, there was loads of like remixes, and there was loads of like covers and different singers singing the same song, but I couldn't find the proper version. That was annoying me. I searched for about an hour and I couldn't find it, and so that did me. And then 3 days later, on the 28th of September, I was in this place called the Hollies, and I wanted to get a dumbbell off a friend I'd given this dumbbell to, and I'd given 2 dumbbells to, and I wanted one back to try exercising with that, and to help my arm get better, stronger, whatever, and because I'd injured it, and he asked me if I'd come up to his room to get it, because he just wanted me to. So I went up to his room, and when I come in his room, he says, "Do you want to listen to the radio?" And I said, "Yeah, all right." So I sat down and listened to the radio, and the next song that came on was that song I'd been searching for 3 days before, and it's 20 years old, and the song I was searching for just came on the radio, like the first new song that came on the radio was that, and I was a bit amazed by that, and so I listened to it all, and I was like, at last, I'm listening to it, like 3 days later. And so after I heard that, I went out of the room, and on the 1st of October 2020, there was a rainbow outside my window, and there was also a full moon that night, and no, it was a double rainbow. The rainbow I saw on that day there was double rainbow, and I thought that was pretty cool. And it was also a full moon on the same night, and I thought, I don't know, it's a cool thing. And then on the 5th of October 2020, I got a lift to a hospital. I had to go to hospital about my arm that was injured, and that was the last checkup. That was for the last checkup I'd ever have on my arm, and someone gave me a lift there. This 20-year-old girl called Shannon Eastdale. I really liked her, and the doctor said he's surprised how good my arm is and stuff, but I didn't like it. I don't like my arm, and on the way back, like, we were like 2 or 3 minutes away from this place, the Hollies, and it was just before it was on the way back anyway, and we were listening to the radio, and that song came on again, exactly the same song. It's like 20 years old, and I thought it's quite rare to hear that song on the radio, and I don't know, it came on again, and that was only that was a week, exact 7 days after I heard it the first time, and I think it was Tuesday, so that was the 5th of October, and I thought it was amazing again that song came on. It's like, I need a miracle, and what I kept, like, since I was 8 years old, I was, well, what I want to do is reverse the aging process, and that's been my obsession since I was like 8 years old or something. Finding out a way to not get old. But so when I think about this song, then I think about that, and that's kind of the miracle I wanted, but anyway, that was the 5th of October, and then it was the 10th of October, I'd always be trying to figure out which exercises I could do that would make me look younger, and in 2014 I did make myself look younger one day by doing loads of exercise all day and night, about 7 hours of really intense exercise, and then the next day I looked younger, and someone else noticed that too. So, like, I know it's possible to do it again, but that was like, I haven't really done it since then. I haven't had the enthusiasm or the motivation I needed. And I think, anyway, the 10th of October I started doing this exercise again that I hadn't done for quite a long time, and nothing, that's it. And then on the 11th of October I saw another rainbow, and don't know, thought it was cool. And then on the 26th of October, I saw another rainbow. It's all out the same window where I was staying at Four Hollies Lodge. And then on the 30th of October, I started thinking of a different thing to do. Like, I thought of like keep putting water over my face and hands and hair, and keeping my hair wet and my face wet or something, thinking that could somehow help moisturize my skin. Somehow it could help me to get healthier skin by keeping it wet or damp. But that was the 30th of October, and I felt really low that day, and I was thinking about depressing things quite a lot, and then on the morning of the 31st, of October. Like I realised, like I knew there was going to be another full moon, and it's like on the 1st of October 2020 there was a full moon, and then on the 31st of October there was going to be another full moon, and I thought to myself, maybe like I'll work something out on that day and it'll be positive, and always thinking about reversing the aging thing, and always thinking how I could achieve it again for the first time since 2014. Anyway, in the morning of that day, like one of the exercises I had on the 10th of October was like, I'm like hitting myself to make my bones stronger and to make, just like, to make my body stronger. I knew it was like hitting my bones would break them down, and then the idea was to make everything harder, and wanted to be healthier. But anyway, I thought I'd stopped hitting myself, but on the 31st on the morning I started thinking that was a good idea again, and then I was still putting water in my face from the day before, and I thought to myself, I started being really enthusiastic and thinking that could be it, like these two things could help me. And I was, I don't know if anyone knows, but like sometimes I think to myself, like, if I see a certain letter or number somewhere, it means something I've already thought out in my head is going to mean this or it's going to mean that. And I thought to myself that if I see a number 2 on the bottom, like a number beginning with 2 on the bottom of my kettle, then it's going to mean like these two things I've found to do are like the right things, the things that are going to help. And I looked at the bottom of my kettle and it said I saw a number beginning with 2, so that confirmed to me that I've got the right idea or something. But then also I just looked at the bottom of my kettle for a while, and for a little bit, and I thought I saw this word Tocca, like Toca, and I didn't know what that meant. Like it was an Italian kettle, because it was a kettle with absolutely no plastic inside it, and it was the only kettle in the world I could find that didn't have any plastic touching the water it was boiling, and that's why I bought it, and it was quite expensive, and so it was obviously Italian, and I thought like this word Tocca, because the word Tocca is that there's that song called Tocca's Miracle that goes on in a miracle, and that was the song I'd heard like on the radio twice, and so when I saw the word on the bottom of the kettle, I thought that made me want to listen to that song again. So I tried looking for the song again on YouTube, and this time I actually found it. Like, maybe I did see it on the 25th of September. Maybe I did see this video, but I just listened to the intro and it was like a different singer who sounded Spanish or Italian or whatever, and she's not the main singer. She's just the singer off from a sample that they mixed one song with another song, and that's like the original song with the lyrics "I Need a Miracle" was just called "I Need a Miracle" by Coco Star and someone, and then the song that got to number one in the year 2000 was it was, hold on, anyway, I looked it up, the Miracle song, and it was I found it on YouTube, and it was just, maybe I found it on the 25th, but I just heard the intro and thought that's not it because it was a different singer. But at this time I listened to it, and then the proper singer comes in later, and I was telling someone about it, and in text, and saying, like, I was saying about all the rainbows that happened that month in October, and like on the 1st of October, and the full moon and things, and how the 31st of October is like a blue moon. Call it a blue moon when there's two full moons in the same month. It's called a blue moon or something. And I thought, that's amazing. And now it felt like I knew the exercises to do to reverse the aging process or whatever. And then my Kettle saying Tucker, and then me actually finding that song. And then while I was texting, I just looked up out the window, and there's another rainbow, and I was like 3:00 in the afternoon or something else. That's crazy, what the hell? Like, there was a double rainbow on the 1st of October, and then on the 31st of October, and a full moon. Now the 31st of October, there was another rainbow, and it's a full moon, like blue moon on the same day. I just thought it was crazy, and I was looking at this rainbow for like 26 minutes, just thinking how amazing it was to see it, and just thinking of what the implications were, and thinking, I must have the right idea about what I'm doing for exercise. Like, and then later on, I looked up, I was looking up what tocca means in Italian, and then I realised that I actually misread what it said on the kettle. What it said on the kettle was TOCE, so tocca, I don't know how you pronounce it, it's Italian, and it's TOCE means touch in Italian, but in this Tucker's Miracle song, it says the word touch in English. Like, says you touch, your kiss is not enough. You need something more physical or whatever. And then I went downstairs, and the Shannonese style girl, this girl took me to the hospital that time. She was working in this place, and I was saying I think I know how to reverse the aging process now. I was telling her, and then I knew she was born in the year 2000, and I asked when her birthday was, and she says it's the 27th of April. And then I looked it up on the internet, like when this Tucker's Miracle song was number one, and it turned out that on her birthday, on the day she was born, this Tucker's Miracle was number one, and it was number one in the UK, and that was another amazing thing to me, and because she'd been with me on the 5th of October when that song came on the radio, yeah, and she also did like Argara Nervosa seeds once, but like lots of times before, these seeds that get you high, and they were my favourite food, and whatever, and I just thought it's an amazing day, like I believed that I had what I needed, kind of thing, but later on it seemed that these exercises, they weren't working, and then I thought I was going to learn how to reverse the aging process in 2020, and when I was 36, because the numbers in Roulette got up to 36, and I thought it was like the game over, and I was obsessed with Roulette since like 2007, and it had been my main focus for a long time. It's like trying to get better at Roulette, whether through intuition or like mathematics or whatever, but I was thinking, so the numbers got up to 36, so it's like, when I'm 36, it's like going to be game over or something. And there's loads of other things about being 36. It's well, anyway, that was 2020, and to me it seemed like 2020 was like the devil's year later, and when this full moon occurred on the 31st of October, and all these things happened on the 31st of October 2020, it was like it was Halloween. It was Halloween, and later I realised this is like the devil's trick on me or something. Just got a decline of call coming from someone with 3 6s in their number, but not together. But yeah, I just got like I pressed decline call on my phone, and it was from someone whose number's got 3 6s in it, but he had a friend who called me last month, and this guy who just called me, he was asking to me to send him like 40 quid or something, and he said he's going to pay back tomorrow on it. Like he asked on a Thursday, he said he was going to pay back on Friday, and he was calling on a friend's phone number, and this friend of his had 666 in order in his mobile phone. So like this friend has got 3 6s in their number, like 2 6s together and 1 other 6 not together, but the phone he was calling from to ask for that money had just 3 6s in the middle, like 666, and I thought to myself, it's a bit dodgy. And the next day I called him, and he wasn't answering his phone, and I called his friend's number, and no one would answer. It was obviously, he never planned to pay me back at all. He just was doing something bad. And so anyway, when you add up all the numbers between 1 and 36, you get 666. 6 3 score 6, 600 3 score 6, and it's 666 anyway. So when you add up all the numbers that are in roulette, you get 666. And I quit playing roulette in 2019 in March because I felt like I'd succeeded. I felt like I'd beaten that game, because from between November 2018 to March 2019, I played roulette every day, and I made profit from £200 I started with. I got up to 13,000. Well, I got up to £18,000, but GBP sterling. But one day I lost £5,000 in one day, and I'd made profit every day before that, but this one day I lost 5,000, and then then it was I had £13,000 profit, and I thought I'll just stop playing there and just think to myself that I've won this game now, and I don't need to play anymore. Now I can focus on reversing the aging thing to help myself look younger, and just keep focusing on the exercises and the nutrition to be able to do that. And so also I lived at 16 Guardian Road, and on Guardian Road, on my side of Guardian Road, the house numbers go up to 36. And so that was another clue to me that in 2020, meaning in 2020, when I was 36, when my body was 36 years old, I was thinking, I'm going to learn how to do this thing that I've been trying to do, even though I achieved it in 2014, making myself look younger. Just in one day of exercise, I looked younger the next day, but I was doing so many different things and different exercises on that day, so I just wanted to be able to do it again, and then figure out I don't know what to actually do. But anyway, in 2020 I didn't make myself look younger really. It was because of the 666 thing, and all the numbers from 1 to 36 add up to 666. I thought maybe 2020 is the devil's year, because in 2020, late 2019, for the first time, I thought to myself, maybe I should let the spirit of the devil in me, because my first wife, she used to say when I was an atheist, she used to say that God and the devil used to live together, and they fell out or something. And I thought in late 2019, I thought maybe I should bring that spirit into my head, and then we can live together in harmony or something. And I let it in, and November 2019, and something like in March 2020 I was in this mental hospital, and well, what made me think about putting the devil in my head, I think, was when I was thinking of, there was an album cover where there was this baby with 3 heads and 1 body, and it made me think I should have 3 spirits in my head. And I was thinking, who could the 3rd spirit be? Then I thought it should be the devil. So I let it in my head. So I believed I was, it's the spirit I was born with, and God and the devil. And then in March 2020, I felt like this spirit of the devil is it's inside my head, and it's trying to kill me from within. Like, that's the impression I got, and I was really low on these antipsychotics that were making me suicidal and low, and I thought, I just got to get rid of this. Like, I've got to get, even though I thought that's how it should be forever, like us 3 souls forever to live in 1 body. I just wasn't prepared for anyone trying to kill me inside my head. And I one day I felt like I pulled it out my forehead or whatever, and threw it on the floor and stamped on it. It was like a yellow snake, and fat snake, like not very long, just really fat, and stamped on it, so it went away. And that was March 2020, and then it was only a few days later or something that COVID thing came along, and then I was planning to start some kind of revolution on the 20th of March 2020. Since I'd been thinking that since November 2019, because in July 2018 I got let out of this hospital ward, and then in November 2000, like on the 18th of July 2018, I got let out of this ward. And then on the 19th of November 2019, I got let out of the same ward. And it was like I saw the relationship between the 18th of July 2018 and the 19th of November 2019. That was like an obvious sign to me that there was some kind of sequence going on with those numbers and months, and it was a year and 14 months and 1 day later. So I worked out what the next date in that sequence would be, and it was the 20th of March 2020. And what happened on the 20th of March 2020? I told Jesus in I met Jesus in December 2019, and then I was thinking I want to be with him on the 20th of March 2020 in my city, near the city centre, and I asked him to be there on this day, the 20th of March 2020, so that we could start some kind of revolution. But what happened on the 20th of March 2020 was I was locked up. I was locked up in this hospital on a different ward, not the same ward I was in on 18th of July and 19th of November, but on the ward next door, same building but different next door. It was on the 20th of March 2020 that all the schools in the country closed, so it kind of was like a revolution, but it was like the devil's revolution. It definitely wasn't good, and it definitely didn't seem very good. And on the 24th of March, so 4 days later, I got moved to a different hospital because of this coronavirus, because of that coronavirus thing, and I got moved to a ward where it was a new ward, and I was the very first patient to be on that ward. Like, it had just opened and I was the first patient, so I thought that was pretty cool, thinking like I'm God and I'm the first person to ever be on this ward. And it was only like 2 or 3 hours later as more people came, but I was the first. But anyway, that's what happened in 20th of March. And this hospital, the ward I was on, I looked out the window in the morning and I realised it was like the view. I realised the view was like from a dream I had in the year 2000, and it was the worst nightmare I ever had, and it was the worst nightmare I'd had in this brain, in this body. And it was terrifying, the dream, and my life in 2020 being there was terrifying, and I was on this antipsychotic stuff that making my head so low, making my emotions so low, and I was feeling really bad, terrible. And anyway, what else could I say? Being 36 in the year 2020, and also in the year 2000 was when when I asked for the soul, the Spirit of God to come in my head, the Holy Spirit. And I don't believe the Holy Spirit is, everyone's connected to it, but it's an actual physical thing that is just one entity, and I believe it communicates, and it's really powerful, but I believe it's just, unless it's got something smaller inside it that spreads out everywhere, it's I just believe the Holy Spirit is one, like anyone's spirit, but it's the Spirit of God and no one else. It's like the guardian of the planet or whatever, and I felt like it's me who has that spirit in me and no one else has that spirit in them. It's just me, and that had it in me since the year 2000, so it was this 20 years old. It was 20 years old in my body, and it was the year 2020, I thought of 2020 vision, good eyesight, and I thought 2020 was going to be good, but it turned out it was really horrible. And then that thing that I thought was, when I thought I'd figured everything out on the 31st of October 2020, when there was a rainbow, and it was a full moon, a blue moon on the same day. I thought, that's pretty rare. But how I understood it later was that was just that was the devil's trick to to make me think I had these two exercises, two things that I could do that were going to be healthy. It turned out they were like two of the worst things I could have done, because when I figured out, like, when I hit myself, it causes damage that can be grown back maybe stronger, but the actual act of doing that thing is just damaging. When I'm hitting myself, I'm just damaging myself, and if I don't have adequate time to recover, I'm just damaging myself. And then when you make the hair wet, it makes it more fragile. And I already knew this, but somehow I got tricked into thinking it was a good idea, and I felt like that's the power of the devil, like tricking my mind and coming up with all these things, and like the miracle song and the rainbow and the full moon, the blue moon, or whatever it was on Halloween. It was like, it's obviously coming with it's coming with signs that make me understand it's from the devil. It's not going to help me, and the devil was trying to kill me earlier in that year, like by fucking up my thoughts and making me think differently and making me feel more depressed and everything like that. And it's just, so then I thought, well, if 2020 is the devil's year, then it was in May 2021, I was in this other place back at the Hollies, and number 2 Hollies, and I was in this different room, and I started thinking of like 2020. I figured this thing out in May 2021. It was like 2020 was like 2020 vision. It was like seeing things how they seem, or seeing things how they seem is like 2020 vision. But like 2021 is like, I got my third eye back. It was like, you have 2020 for both eyes, then the number one after that is like, it's better than 2020 vision. It's like you got your third eye, which is like spiritual insight or spiritual outsight or whatever, and third eye is like the soul. I believe the third eye and the soul are the same thing. It's like, but I believe like the soul has 2 eyes, not just one. But anyway, it's called the third eye anyway. And so I thought to myself, yeah, this year's going to be better. And well, actually, on the 1st of January 2021, this guy called me, and this person who's really important called me, and I thought of it as like a sign this year's going to be really good. And then in February 2021, I met a girl, or late January, I met a girl, and a few days later she was saying I'm her husband, and she was saying we got married, just like in subconscious. We got married a couple of days before and something, like subconsciously, and I was taking it seriously, and thought that's good. And then it turned out that we both got released from hospital about 2 weeks, a week and a half after we met each other. She got released one day, then the next day I got released, or something like that. And on the 14th of February, so Valentine's Day, she came and picked me up from here. She drove me back to this Guardian Road, and I picked up some stuff, and we drove to her place where she lived with her mum and her sister, and spent the night there. And that was the first time I'd ever been with a girl on Valentine's Day. That's the first time I've ever had a girlfriend on Valentine's Day, I think. Or the first time I've actually been with someone on Valentine's Day, anyway. And so that was another clue to me to think like 2021 is God's year, and like she was my wife, and she was born on the 8th of March 2000, and her phone number started with 0783, so it's like in England we do the dates like the day first, then the month second, like smallest to biggest, and how her phone number started, it was like 07 like everyone's, and then 83, so like the 8th of March, and I thought that was another thing, and I didn't want sex with her. I never wanted sex ever again. When we slept in the same bed, and we were hugging and kissing some, but anyway, she's born on the 8th of March 2000, and in between 2020 and 2021 I met like about 8 people who were born in the year 2000, and also in the year 2000, that's when the Spirit came into me, in about August 2000 or something, July to September in that year, and it felt like, well, she's like 6 months, really she's like 6 months older than me, because the only spirit I had in me was God's spirit, the spirit I was born with. I got it to leave my body in July 2020, and so in February 2021 I just had God's spirit in me, and she was the first person to say she's married to me, and in that year 2021, and I just thought things are going great. This year is like, it's God's year. Whatever last year was the devil's year, and now this year is God's year. So I was getting my hopes up, and then I'm going to explain this more in the next video, I think, but I've got like this video and the next video are going to be similar maybe, but I'm going to come up with different details in the next video. But in this video, I most want you to talk about the rainbows and the things that happen like that. So anyway, and in March 2020 anyway, this girl left me because I think someone had changed her mind. I think she talked to someone and they told her it was something bad about being with me, because my body's 36 and she was 20, so she said the age is a problem. But when we first met, she was thinking I look like this. She thought I was about the same age as her, but I said I'm 36. That was never a problem between us. But then once she went to this hospital and I didn't talk to her much for a few days, she came out of hospital and started saying, I asked her why she's not talking to me as much, and she said it's because she was saying it's because of how I'm older than her. Anyway, so that depressed me when she left me, and made me feel bad. But yeah, in May 2021, it was like when I thought of this third eye thing, like, and then in May 2021, I talked to my cousin one day who I haven't talked to for 9 years or something on Facebook, and I was saying I'm God, and she was asking what happened to George then, and then she was saying it doesn't seem right that George isn't with me anymore, and so I thought to myself quite a bit about it, and I thought I should let George back into my head, and it had been like 8 months since it was in. Yeah, it'd been like 10 months since I had Spirit of George in me, but I let the Spirit of George back in me. Then about maybe a few minutes, half an hour later or something, I thought maybe I'll let the Spirit of the devil back in, because when I thought of the devil on that day, I thought, just seemed to me it poses no threat anymore, and I got that vibe, and I thought, I'll just let the Spirit of the devil back in me. And then I thought, because when I was 15, I thought the number 4 meant in control. I thought, I want a fourth soul. I want a fourth spirit to come in my head. And I was thinking of like famous people from the past, and just trying to think of someone who I wanted to let in my head, but I couldn't think of anyone. And then I was thinking for ages, like 50 minutes, 20 minutes, at least 20 minutes. So I was thinking I can't think of anyone, and I thought just let the right spirit come in my head, whoever the right one is, like whoever's suitable, just let whoever's the right soul to come in, let that spirit come in. Like, and I let this fourth spirit came into my head. I didn't know who it was. It was like the mystery one or whatever. And then, so I had 4 souls, and that was May 2020, then 2021, and then, anyway, I went to a hospital in the 4th of June because I was eating loads of these psychoactive seeds, and they intensify thoughts, and I got angry this one day, and I wasn't shouting, I just broke something. I broke a couple of things, and then I was kicking something, and some people put me in hospital, and I was there a long time. And in June 2021, I was thinking like July could be an important month. Seemed like it was set to be an important month for me. And what happened in July 2021? This story's going on for ages, but it's going to be good, better. It's going to get better. So, on July the 4th, I thought to myself, I've got to treat people how I want to be treated, no matter what they do to me, and that was like a big moral lesson to me. I thought of similar things before, like the year before and years before. I thought of similar things, but this was the first time I was like thinking I've got to treat people how I want to be treated, no matter what they do to me. Like, they can do anything to me, I've still got to treat people how I want to be treated. And because it was Independence Day for America, when I got that thought in my head, it was a sign to me that to get my independence back, that's what I needed to do. Follow this rule thing, this golden rule. And then on the 6th of July, I was outside, and then the weather was nice, and I saw this rainbow, and like half a rainbow on the right side of the rainbow I saw. And other people saw it, and they were saying how beautiful it looks and everything. I was thinking, well, that confirms like July 2021 is an important month because it showed a rainbow, and it was the first rainbow I'd seen since Halloween in 2020, 31st of October. And then on the 25th of July, I was thinking about these seeds that had made me angry and put me in hospital. And I was thinking to myself, like, in the future, when I eat these seeds, I have to stop being amazed, and just all I want from the seeds is like, what I want from the seeds is like a mood lift, like energy, higher energy level, and boosting my mood. And that's all I really want, just those two things from seeds. And that was an important like discovery for me, so I wouldn't have to come into hospital anymore and get brought back to hospital for being angry and things like that. And I thought this could be the last time I'm ever put in hospital for any reasons. It's like that. That was the 25th of July. Then the 26th of July and the 23rd of July, I think there was a full moon when I saw it. And then the 26th of July, I was listening to the radio, and then I decided to switch the station on to... I hadn't really listened to my radio since I'd been in hospital. Like, I was brought to hospital on the 4th of June, and I only started listening to the radio on like the 25th of July, I think. So on 26th of July, I was listening to the radio again, and then I just thought I'll change station. And I put it on at a station called Heart Dance, and as soon as I put it on that station, that Tucker's Miracle song came on. And I mean, it didn't just come on, it was already on, but it was like, it was right near the start of the song, and I got to listen to that song for like 3 minutes or more or whatever. And I thought, wow, that's another sign that July is an important month, whatever. And on the 27th of July, the next day, is when this guy called John Payne came. He came from the Hollies, where I lived, and he got admitted to hospital. And he got put next door to me in this ward. And it was like the same guy who'd been with me and asked me if I want to listen to the radio, and that song came on, and it was like him who came to move in next door to me the next day after I heard that song on the radio. And it was like another sign to me. And then I'll just go fast forward to the future. Like, I came back to the Hollies on the 20th of October 2021, and he had a new mobile phone number, and his mobile phone number had 94 in it. Near the start it has 94 in the number, and his number ends in 93. And on Glaven Ward, I was in room 93 and he was next door to me in room 94. And that was another thing. And also in 2021, in like February to March, I was living in the same 2-bedroom flat as him. And so I lived at 5 Holly's Lodge and he was living in 6 Holly's Lodge, which were the room numbers, but it was a 2-bedroom flat, but we called it flats 5 and 6. Anyway, he was living next door to me, and then he came back in hospital, and he was living next door to me again, and it was strange. It was crazy, and that was before I realised his new phone number was 93 and 90. Crazy stuff, and then. So on the 28th of July 2021, I was I'd been always trying to figure out what exercises are going to help me reverse the aging thing, and then on the 28th of July I got really enthusiastic, and I thought I've got the formula again. I've like I know how to reverse the aging process, like, again. And but because I was on antipsychotics, I believed I couldn't do it intensely enough, and I still believed like the exercise I was doing could be what helps me. And yeah, so that was like July 2021, and I thought, like, I couldn't deny that month wasn't important. Like, I'd seen a rainbow, I'd heard that song, I think I saw the full moon, and then I got another exercise, and it was like God's version of 2020, like, because 2020 was the devil's year, this was like this was like part of God's answer, sort of thing. It was showing he can do the same kind of thing, but for not deceiving, not lying, not deceiving me, and doing the right thing, sort of thing. But since then, I feel like the devil, maybe he did what he was doing, showing. He was doing this Halloween blue moon thing because it's just like necessary, like it's a sign. Maybe the devil and maybe the spirit of the devil and the spirit of God were on the same side, but they it's just, to my human mind, they have to carry out these roles to like show me what's good and what's not good, like this. It's like my brain, the human brain, is much younger and immature compared to these spirits' brains, and maybe they were on the same side, but they were showing completely different things. Like, one was very bad and one was very good or something. Like, maybe they work in a team, but to most people's minds, one's good and one, I don't know, to most, so like my human brain, that was like symbolism so it could understand. Anyway, on the 20th of October, anyway, let's go forward. Nothing happened in hospital much. I stopped getting angry, and I tried to stop being afraid of things. And on the 20th, I can say on the 30th of September 2021, I started dancing when I was listening to the radio, and I'd do it kind of like the movement I learnt on the 28th of July. I'd do that, but I'd be standing on the spot, and I was doing it really fast. And a few hours of doing that, the skin on my hands and face did look, especially on my hands, my hands did look younger and more youthful, and it was good. And I was doing it for a few days there, and I think because I was putting so much energy into it, started getting worse because I probably wasn't eating enough. I was eating as much as I could do. I was eating as much food as they'd give me, but it still wasn't enough, I think. And I probably losing weight, and my hands didn't look as good after about a week or something. It stopped working. It was definitely working on the first 2 or 3 days, but then it was I didn't have enough energy to stop losing weight or something. I think maybe that's what was happening. But anyway, that was important to me. Then on the 11th of October, what happened on the 1st of October 2021 actually is about someone's birthday. In this place called the Hollies, in May or something, there was this girl who says she was working, and she said she was born on the 1st of October 1996. So on the 1st of October 2021, I was thinking of her because it was her 25th birthday. And then I was listening to this radio station called Capital Dance. It was I'd only found this radio station when I was in hospital this time, and because at home I didn't listen to the radio because I've got the internet. I don't like radio, I don't like TV, I just use the internet. But in hospital I was listening to the radio because I had nothing else, and I was listening to this radio station called Heart Dance, and on the 1st of October 2021, it was going to be it's the radio station's first anniversary, so the radio station's first birthday, because they were saying they first broadcast on the 1st of October 2020 when there was that full moon and the rainbow thing, the double rainbow. And because I was saying before on the 1st of October 2020 was the first rainbow I saw, and then there was 4 rainbows that month, and including that one. So it was the 1st of October 2021. I was listening to the Capital Dance, and they were saying it's their first birthday, and then I was thinking of that girl whose 25th birthday it was, and then on the radio they were they were like telling everyone some people's texts, and this one guy texted into the radio station, and they were saying, he's saying that shout out to me because it's my 25th birthday. So he was born on the exact day that this girl who I knew was born on. Like, they were both born on 1st of October 1996. I thought that was crazy. And then so that happened on the 1st of October. Then on the 11th of October, I was thinking to myself, thinking of a different exercise to do. Like, I was thinking just tense all the muscles in my body, but just stand still in one place, because the first time I saw the God I prayed to come inside my body in the year 2000, all it did was like stand. How it presented itself to me was standing still in the sky. It was just standing on the spot in the sky, and I thought, maybe I have to give that as my first impression of it, and it's basically giving the answer without talking. Like, the answer to my question is just to stand still, but like tense my muscles so that I get the blood pumping. And I only had I haven't had many jobs ever, but I worked in this factory once as work experience, and the factory was called Circulating Pumps. So I took that circulating pumps to be assigned to me as what I need to do with my body to reverse the aging process. And I thought, maybe all I need to do is just stand on the spot and like tense my muscles and to pump my muscles around whatever. And I started doing that. But then on like the 18th of October, I was starting to feel like, I thought on the 18th of October, maybe I should combine the dancing thing with just standing on the spot and like tensing and not moving. Maybe I should like combine them, so I'm like moving slowly. I'm moving my joints slowly, but I'm tensing my muscles as well, and I'm just like combining those two things. And I think it was either on that day or the next day. I think it was the next day, on the 19th of October. I was walking to my room, and then there's this guy next door who, in 94, a different guy, and another guy's in that room, and I don't think he was in the room, but he had the radio playing, and there was that song that came on again. So it was the first time I'd heard that. Well, it's the first time that song I'd heard, like, out of chance since 28th of July, and 26th of July. And so I heard that song, but when I heard that song, I was thinking, yeah, I do need a miracle, because I wasn't sure of what I was doing at all. I just thought to myself, yeah, I need a miracle. Nothing's working. I can't think of what to do, but I think that was either on the 18th of October or 19th. I think it's probably the 19th. But on the 20th of October, 20th of October was the day I was supposed to be going back. I was leaving. Supposed to be the day I was released. So on the 20th of October, I was thinking to myself, I've got to know what exercise to do before I leave hospital. Because it felt like, well, when I first came to this hospital on the 4th of June, the people were telling me I've been evicted from where I lived. But about a month or two later, they were saying I can come back. But I thought I was getting evicted, so it was like, I don't know, I was just thinking, I've got to work out what exercise that's going to work. And so on the 20th of July, 20th of October, I was thinking I've either just got to stand on the spot. Just stand on the spot, tensing my muscles, or like stand, but like move all my joints and tense my muscles as if I'm like dancing slowly or something. And put effort into it. And I was thinking about it, and I was starting to think probably combining the two things would be better, like what I learnt on the 30th and the 30th of September and the 11th of October. Just combine those two things. And yeah. Like in 2020, it was on the 10th of October I started doing that hitting myself thing. And then on the 30th of October, I started doing that, putting water over my face and hair and everything, hands, thinking it's going to help. And the 10th of October and the 30th of October, they're 20 days apart. And then on the 11th of October 2020, there was a rainbow. And then on the 31st of October 2020, there was another rainbow. And they're both 20 days apart. So it's like 2020. It's like spelling out 2020 to me, these two things. And then it was like 11 months later, after I was thinking putting water over my head was going to work. It seemed like quite a new thing. And then on the 30th of September, 11 months later, I was doing the dancing really fast and thinking it's going to help. So that's another thing. And then the 11th of October 2021, it was like a year after there was a rainbow. And in 2020, so it was like the dates were kind of like connected. And so I was thinking more maybe I should do combining both the 30th of September. I didn't think of this out in my head then, but I was thinking maybe combining the two things makes more sense because if I just stop moving, I just stand on the spot tensing, it's like, I think that's not going to help me with being more agile or anything, or feeling younger. So I thought combine the two things, and I was thinking more on the lines of I should combine the two things, but I still hadn't made my mind up. And then this guy who was, sorry if this doesn't feel like very nice to listen to, but it's just how it is, and I hate how I look and everything, but it's just how it is. I don't really care about people watching my videos, I just care about people listening to my videos, because I don't really care about watching videos, but I care about listening to people, and I care what people think. And anyway, so I was thinking more on the lines, maybe I've got to combine the two. And then this guy who was next door to me, he was walking down the corridor. He was walking up the corridor towards me, and he had a radio in his hand. And this song comes. He's walking towards me, and I'm walking towards him, going to walk down to my room. And as I'm walking past him, I realise I hear this song again. This song, Tokka's Miracle. It's like, it's not the 2000 version, but it was like a new version. It was the same version I heard the day before or 2 days before. He's obviously listened to the same radio station. And I don't know what radio station he listened to, but he used to listen to Capital Reloaded or something extra, and I'm not sure what radio station he was listening to then, but the same song, the same lyrics, the same singer. She's singing on this remix, and she's singing it in the exact same way. So I'm not sure if they just sampled her voice and put it on this new beat, but it's the same song because I heard that song and he was walking past me and it was playing. It just thought that decides it for me then, because I was thinking more on the lines of I've got to combine the two. And when I heard that song, it just meant, yeah, I've got to combine the two. And got to combine both those exercises. And so that was it. I just felt just so amazing that happened. And I even doubted myself and then doubted if did I really hear that. So I walked back towards him and then just got closer and heard it's definitely that song. Yeah, it's because it's so crazy that happened. I had to check again. What did I just hear that song? Anyway, then I went back to my room and all I was doing in my room was just picking up my bags to leave, because before I walked down the corridor they were saying it's time to go and I've got to leave, and I was still thinking, oh, which two exercises is it? And then I heard that song. I was like, oh yeah, it's definitely those two exercises. So I walked to my room to get my bags. That's all I was walking to my room for. And so I got my bags, and then I was saying goodbye to some people in Glavenwood in the garden and out Heaven Hospital. And I said goodbye to the neighbour. He's called Steve. The guy with the radio said goodbye to him. He didn't say nothing, but I liked him anyway. He was alright most of the time, yeah. I never had a problem with him, really. Apart from he was just angry sometimes. So I got out of this hospital, and I'd been in this hospital 4 months and 16 days. And 4 months and 16 days obviously meant to me about my last video, like this 2-4-16-4-2 thing. I can't be bothered to explain that. Well, I lived in the addresses, like I lived in a place called number 2 something road, and then whatever, and then number 2, then number 4 was my next main address, then number 16 was my next main address, then number 4 was my next main address. So then I lived in a couple of other addresses. Then my last address was 2 again, so it went 2-4-16-4-2. And anyway, I'd been in this hospital for 4 months and 16 days. I got out and then I went in the car and we drove to this place. And just before I got on the road, just before I got on the lane, Brickhill lane, before I got on this road, where I lived was on, I looked out the window. I looked out the windscreen. I was in the back seat because 2 people were in the front of this taxi, and I was taking lots of my stuff in the car. And I looked out the window, and there was a rainbow. I just thought, what? I'd like half an hour, like 20 minutes ago, I just heard this Tucker's Miracle song again. And on the same day, there's this rainbow outside the window in the car, just before we got on to my home address road. And then the house, this address, this place, like where I live, like we was coming along the road to this place, like the view to the rainbow was blocked because of all the houses and trees. Like I couldn't see the rainbow. Like we came onto the rainbow the rainbow was straight ahead of us. Then we turned right down on this street where I live, on this road where I lived, and so I couldn't see the rainbow anymore. And then when we came into the driveway of this, when we actually got to turn left into the driveway on this Holly's, when we came to the driveway of this Holly's place, saw the rainbow again, but it was a double rainbow. Like, when I saw it like 2 minutes before, it was just one single rainbow. But then when it got into the driveway, it was a double rainbow. I was just thought, fuck, you know. And the first rainbow I ever saw, which started all this rainbow stuff, was the 1st of October 2020. And that was a double rainbow. And then now I see another double rainbow on the 20th of October 2021. And that was amazing. And they was asking me to bring my stuff in to put in my room. Like, I had loads of stuff because they'd evicted me in the first place. They thought they was going to evict me. There was so much stuff in this taxi because they'd taken my stuff out of my room and put it into this hospital. So I had all my stuff, well, loads of my stuff was in this taxi, and they were asking me to come and help to put it away, put it back in my new room. But I wasn't. I said, I don't feel like it. And I was just watching this rainbow for about 10 minutes until the rainbow went away, and I was just thinking, it's amazing. Like, what? Like, I heard that song, and the rainbows on the same day. And it was like, when I heard that song, it was to decide which exercises were going to work, and yeah. And then I was telling my story to people who I lived with. I was telling my story to some of the people who lived there, and even that girl whose 25th birthday it was on the 1st of October. I told her about what happened with that radio station, Capital Dance, and the other guy who's 25 years old, born on exactly the same day. And yeah, that was amazing. And then yeah, this video is going to be like, I'm probably going to repeat lots of this stuff in the next video I make. I'm going to probably repeat quite a lot of this stuff in, like, how I know I'm God for the next video in the series, but I'm just trying to basically concentrate on the rainbows in this video, and maybe the birthdays. So, like, that was the 20th of October, and I was really happy, and I called Joyce Westwood and told her about it, who's my parent, and I called, I was telling people about this song, if they know this song, and I was telling people the whole story about this song, and I actually uploaded the song to YouTube because that version that I found on the 31st of October 2020, that version had been deleted from YouTube. So in May 2021, I uploaded that video again. I uploaded it to YouTube with my account, with one of my accounts, and I looked it up on 20th of October, and I saw it had like it had 23,000 views, and I thought that was my video. I thought that was the one I uploaded, because the one I uploaded was, I cut out the bit, I edited it so it cut out the bit with a Spanish singer. I just wanted to hear like the English singer on it, and so it was a bit shorter than the main version because I just cut off the start of the song. It was that version that I made that I found, and it had 23,000 views, and the number 23 is one of my main like numbers, like numbers that I thought were important. Anyway, what had happened was my video got deleted because of copyright, because of a court case where the singer didn't get money, and I want it to be re-released so the singer gets loads of money, and it's like, it's my song. It's like, it's not my song, but it's like a miracle song. It's like God's story. It's about my story kind of thing. And so I want it to be re-released and be number one, and maybe just, and not for it to not have that Spanish singer at the start, for it to just be that singer that I like, because it was like a combination of two songs put together. It was like the music of one song and the lyrics of a different song, and this song called Toca Me was, it had that Spanish singer in it who just says Toca Me, and Toca's not even a word. I didn't even understand what Toca Me means, even though it could be like, because tocca with a E on it is Italian word for touch, so like touch me, I don't know. But tocca seems to be like nonsense, and maybe it means touch me, but it's like, I don't like it anyway. But I do like the I Need a Miracle song, and that's I Need a Miracle. It came out in 1996, but the remix that came out in the year 2000 was the one that got to number one, and that's the only version I knew really. And the version that came out in 1996, I started to like that as well. And another thing about 1996 is when those two people were born on the 1st of October 1996. So that's just a little connection, but all these things. So I showed some people that song, and my video got deleted after it got like 94,000 views. I found out my upload got 94,000 views, and then this other guy uploaded the same video that I made with, well, I didn't make a video, I just put a thumbnail of the video, of the proper video that it used to have, and I'll link it, so whatever. And it had 23,000 views on it. Then later, like an hour or two later, after I was telling people about it, we was outside in the garden, and it was quite mild. It wasn't that cold or nothing, and I was talking to these two guys in the garden who lived here in the Hollies, and one of them was that John Payne who came to hospital with me, and so it's the first time I've seen him since July or something. No, not July, August or September. we were in the garden, and then this one guy called Sam, he said, "Look at that." He was pointing behind me, and I turned round, and it was a full moon. What? And I didn't like, I'm on the 31st of October 2020. I knew I knew there was going to be a full moon, but this time, like, I didn't have the internet in hospital, and I didn't realise there was going to be a full moon on the 20th of October. And it was just at this moment when this guy said, "Look at that," I turned around and there's a full moon. No clouds or anything, and I just thought, what? These three things have happened in the same day. Like on the 31st of October 2020, this was like God's version of... This was like the proper version, like it wasn't the devil's version. This was like the proper version of his version of the last year. It was like now 2021 is God's year. And it was like a full moon on the same day that I hear the song and the rainbow. And I was just amazed when I saw the full moon. I just thought, what? There's a full moon. And straight away I looked it up on my phone because we have Wi-Fi. And I looked it up, and it said the full moon, it happened on the 20th of October. So it all happened on the same day, and it was amazing. And it said the full moon actually happened at 14:57 p.m. So at 14:57, the full moon happened. And then at about 3:30, like about half an hour later, so the full moon was 14:57, and then when I heard the song on the radio, the guy walking past, that would have been about 3:30 when I left the hospital. And then at about 4 o'clock was when I saw the rainbow, and then 2 or 3 minutes later, the double rainbow. And so yeah, on the 31st of October, the 31st of October 2020, I thought I might have seen a slight double rainbow, but I couldn't really see it. I wasn't definite that I saw a double rainbow, but the 20th of October is definitely a double rainbow, and it was after, like 2 minutes after I saw there was just one rainbow, and there's two. And all this happened in 1 hour, like it all happened in less than 1 hour it all happened in less than 1 hour and 10 minutes sort of thing. Like the full moon happened, then I heard the song, then I saw the rainbow, then I saw the double rainbow. This is all within 1 hour or something, an hour and a half. And this, like, when people watch this video, some people will be like amazed, but I don't feel that emotion in me now, because I'm just saying it, and it's not even amazing to me anymore. But I'm like anticipating that when some people actually watch this video, it'll be like a big shockwave. And yeah, but anyway, that was that, and I know now how to teach everyone to reverse the aging process. Like, it's like I know it now, and I can teach it to everyone. And the thing was to basically, it was about moving and tensing, like tensing the muscles and also moving the muscles. And that was basics of it. And what I learned on the 28th of July, I was basically moving all my muscles while walking. I was shaking all my muscles and stuff. I wasn't sure if that was important anymore, and it felt like I should just stand. It was just, before I left hospital, it was just about standing on the spot. I didn't think walking was a part of it anymore, no. I still don't think walking is a part of it anymore. I'm just addicted to walking. But I don't think walking is necessary. But anyway, that was the 20th of October. Then, like the next day, 21st of October or 22nd of October, I called one of my friends. I'll probably mention this in my next video. I will talk to one of my friends, and she said she met a guy she was interested in, and she said he was born on the 28th of May 1984. I was like, what? And that's the same day I was born on. And it's like connected to the thing on the radio with the guy whose 25th birthday it was. So like, I never heard of anyone born on the same day as me, and so that's what it was. And I'm not going to mention this again. So anyway, that happened, and I was like, I want to meet him, because later she said he was too full on or something. I think I'm full on as well. Anyway, that was like 21st of October. I started feeling bad not long after that, because my diet in hospital, I was eating quite a lot in hospital, and when I moved back here, I thought I want to eat even more than I did in hospital to like keep my energy levels up and to put on weight and muscle or something. And but actually, when I started living in this place again, I just my appetite stopped. I'm really fussy about eating, because I had a choice over what I could eat. It's like I just didn't know what to eat, so the diet got bad, and I got depressed of it. My diet wasn't very good, and then I was feeling like I'm not feeling good anymore, even though what happened on the 20th of October was strange as fuck. It was amazing. On the 3rd of October, I was talking to Joyce Westwood on the phone, and I was asking her about this. Wait. Ah, shit, I just took a picture. I don't know how to use this phone. But there's this thing. She made this art thing, and she gave it to me on my 37th birthday. And she'd made it a couple of years before or something. And it's got this thing on it, and it looks kind of like a rainbow. Like, it looks like a red volcano with a rainbow coming out of it, and rocks at the bottom. And there's these four sides there's four sides of this thing, and They're the only two sides I really liked, but I just like this. I just like the rainbow side the most, and but I wanted to know, like, what's the meaning behind all of those pictures, and I knew that. Well, I wanted to know the meanings of the pictures, and I was saying that on the 3rd of November 2021, and she said she's going to tell me the next day, because she had to like look them up, because they were sort of like copied out of a book, and the book was about interpreting people's dreams, and the pictures were about dreams people had had, and I wanted to know the meanings behind those dreams or something, and I don't know, it interested me. I didn't really like the other pictures, just like the rainbow side really, but still wanted to know everything, like what the others mean. And on one side there's this snake, and I didn't really like that, but that's the it's like on one side, I don't like it anyway. I didn't like snakes really. Well, I suppose I didn't like that picture. So on the 4th of November, anyway, about that rainbow picture, I thought, like, it looks kind of like a red volcano with a rainbow coming out of it. And the thing about, and rocks at the bottom, the thing about volcanoes with me is, I think, since 2019, when I was high on seeds, I thought maybe the way to heal volcanoes are like wounds in the earth, and I thought to heal those wounds, maybe they need lots of rocks to be put down the volcano so that the rocks get melted, and if you just fill up a whole volcano full of rocks make a whole volcano full of rocks, then it'll be like a wound that's healed. It will be like, that's how you heal volcanoes, maybe. And then when I was a baby, I used to draw bonfires and volcanoes and those kind of things, and yeah, I think the way to avoid, because if there's a massive volcano, it'll cause an ice age, and to avoid an ice age, I think people should be putting rocks in volcanoes, like maybe dark rocks are the best or something, to like heal over the wound. Anyway, this picture has got what it looks like a volcano, because it's like red soil, and it's got rocks at the bottom of the picture, so it's like rocks in a volcano. And I never saw this bit of art until 2021 on my 37th birthday, when she came and brought it to me. I think she did it. She made that. She painted it in like 2 years before that. I think she painted it in 2019. Anyway, that picture, that side, it meant a lot to me, because rainbows are important to me, and volcanoes with rocks are important to me, and just thought, yeah. So that was the 3rd of October. I was asking her to explain it to me, and she said she'll explain it on the 4th. She'll explain it the next day. So talking on the phone on the 4th of November. And then before we started talking about it, she asked me if I saw she asked me if I saw the rainbow that day, and I hadn't seen a rainbow on the 4th of November, but she lived like 20 miles away, and she'd seen a rainbow, and one of her friends had seen a rainbow. So the day before, I was asking to talk about this picture of a rainbow, and then on the 4th of November, she was going to talk about it, and there was a rainbow on that same day. So to me, it was like, even though I didn't see the rainbow, just hearing about it, it was like, I did see that the weather was kind of like maybe there's a rainbow, and I did walk into the garden to check if I could see a rainbow on the 4th of November, but maybe something was in the way. I couldn't see 360 degrees. So maybe I would have seen a rainbow, but anyway, there was a rainbow on that day. And then we were talking about this picture. The last video is sideways. Yeah, I did that by accident, but and then my phone ran out of whatever space. So now I'm going to join these two, like one's sideways and now one's straight. But anyway, I was saying, so anyway, 4th of November, I started to feel like I was exercising and like I knew how to make myself look younger now. It made me feel really powerful, and I realised there was something happened on 23rd of May or something, 2021, where I thought, I can't bother to say that story. Yeah, that's too complicated. I realised it was 11 years since I moved into that 16 Guardian Road, and this night, the 4th of November, I started walking backwards for some reason, and I was feeling like I definitely know I'm God and the devil, and I felt like the knowledge I know is like, it makes me like more powerful than all the Christians and all the Satanists, and I'm like both Christians and Satanists. I'm their God, and unless they believe like Jesus is better than me or something. But whatever. I felt really good, and I don't know, it was a special day to me, and that stuff about there was a rainbow that day, which I didn't see, but it was like same story, like just hearing about it and talking about that picture, there was a rainbow. It was like things about rainbows on that day again, and it says in the Bible something, well, I know it says a few things about rainbows, but I mean, the only thing I've heard about rainbows in the Bible is about like it's a reminder to God to like not to like do good. It's like a reminder to do good things. I was gonna look it up, like what it says, like all the things, because you can look up like what does it say in the Bible about like any subject, and it'll give you it'll give you all of the mentions of something, and like I used to look up stuff like what does it say about forgiveness or holding grudges, or what does it say about witchcraft or whatever, and there's websites where it'll just give you a massive list about all the things related to some subject, like what does it say about anger, what does it say about anything, and there's just like massive lists of verses. Anyway, what was I thinking? That was the 4th of November. And then, not much was happening. Maybe I lost a bit of confidence, and I know I was feeling quite low by the 20th of November. And this girl who was living in Lithuania, who I thought is like my first wife, that I married her on the phone or whatever, and like I married her without going to a church, and I think I never wanted to go to a church to get married. I just say I'm married, and that means I'm married, or I say I marry you and you marry me, and then it's just an agreement between two people. So this first person I'm married, she was asking me to send her. She asked me to send her €222.55 because she's living in Lithuania and they use euros now. And since 2010 or something. I didn't want to send her any money. I wasn't in the mood. Like, I'd sent her loads of money. I'd send her loads of money that year, and I just don't really enjoy sending people money. I don't know. And I didn't think I was going to send it to her, but I was staying up all night on the 20th of November, and I wrote to her brother, and I got a message from him asking how I'm doing, and I just said to him I want to get healthier, and it meant, what I mean by healthier is actually healthier, like younger, and looking younger and feeling younger. That's what health means to me. And but I just said, obviously other people don't think like that, but that's how I think. And he sent me a text back saying it's easy, just buy good food and train, like exercise. And that was a simple thing to say, but I was like trying to draw different meanings from what he said. And I used to do martial arts with him, and it reminded me of when we used to do that, and it was like training really hard until, it was like putting so much effort in until you just feel really weak, and just keep doing it even when you feel weak. You just try to keep up the pace and that. And I was thinking, with my face, I was thinking I shouldn't like make faces that are that make me look like I'm stressed out, that make like lines and stuff. So then I was thinking I just have to stop caring about making lines on my face with certain expressions I make, and I just have to train my face like my body, and it's like the face and the head and the hands they're the first to look the worst. They're the places that age the quickest in how we currently live, how most humans live, and I just thought I have to put the same effort into my face as I used to put my body through, and that seemed like, when I thought of this, it was early morning on the 21st of November, and it excited me. When I thought of it, it was seemed like a really big deal to me to have that philosophy, to reach that philosophy where I've just got I've got to stop caring about what I look like if I exercise my face really hard, and just focus on the effort to just focusing on putting the most energy into it. And I sent a message to someone, and I only realised this about 5 days ago, well, this month, that no, I won't even say that. I'll say it in the next video. But this was a big brainwave to me, what I figured out, and I wrote to someone that I know the reversing the aging process is easy. I felt like I knew how to do it, and I suppose still it's simple, but I just I'm just lacking the enthusiasm to do it, and lacking the motivation, I suppose. And also the doctors and everyone made me agree to stop eating the seeds that made me really energetic, and but anyway, I felt like I had it on the 21st of November, and then that morning I was telling people it's the best day of my life, and it was a Sunday, and I figured out the date. That girl had asked me the night before, she'd asked me to send her €222.55, and that seemed a bit odd that she asked me for that exact amount, and I worked out that the 21st of November 2021, it was the date had 3 2s in it, so the 21st 2, and then 2021 has 2 2s in it, so it's could be 3 2s, and that she asked me for €222, so it could be that there's 3 2s in the date today on the 21st of November, so it was 222, and then the 21st of November, if you add up all the numbers in the 21st of November, it's 21, 2 and 1 for the day, and then 1 and 1 for the month. It adds up to 5. And then when you add up all the numbers that are in 2021, it's 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5 again. So it's you could make, from the date, the 21st of November 2021, you could make that number 222.55, and when I worked that out, like, I don't know, that made me really happy, and so I did send that money to her, because don't know, it just seemed like that amazed me. I mean, I know she didn't do that on purpose, but it was like, it was another message to me to say, like, you know, it was more confirmation to me and about this, like, magical things happening. And that morning, when people started working, there's an office here, and I went in the office saying it's the best day of my life, and I was telling this woman about the rainbows I'd seen on this. I was telling her about the rainbows, and she showed me on her phone. She'd taken a picture of a double rainbow, and I asked when was that picture taken. She looked, and it was the 4th of November that she'd taken that picture, and that was like pretty amazing to me. Well, I mean, it wasn't that amazing, but I mean, it was cool. And then I was asking, because it felt like if this was the best day of my life, that I'd figured out how to reverse the aging process, and I asked what the best day of her life was, and she said it's like 2 different days, like when she had, when she gave birth to her 2 different children. And to me, like, it was about, well, yeah, she said that anyway. And then there was another girl in the office, and I asked her what was the best day of her life, and she said she doesn't have one. But then this other girl who answered me, she asked her maybe it was yesterday, because yesterday this girl who said she didn't have a best day, she'd just got 2 new kittens. So it was like the one girl was saying like about her 2 children, and then about this other girl, it was just yesterday she got 2 new kittens, and that made me think of the 2 principles I'd worked out on the 20th of October when all that stuff happened on the 20th of October, 2021. And then it felt like I had more details about that on the 21st of November, 2021. And then I worked out that both on the 20th of October and the 21st of November, they all had the same digits in them. Like, they all had just 1s and 2s, like 2010, 2021 was 2s and 1s, and the 21st of the 11th, 2021 as well, is just 2s and 1s. And then what I learned on the 20th of October was it's just about moving your muscles and tensing your muscles. Like moving your joints and moving everything and tensing muscles. So that was like the 2 exercises. So there was talk about two children and 2 kittens and 2 exercises. It was like 2, 2, 2 again. And then there's so many things, but I'm trying to talk about rainbows. Just this is a long video, right? Let me think about Well, later that day in the afternoon, I looked out the window and there was like dark clouds and it was sunny, so I was looking for rainbows and I couldn't see one. Maybe because I couldn't see 360 degrees around the thing, but this guy John Payne, he came back from a walk. Well, he came back from walking in the town, and I asked him if he saw a rainbow, and he said yeah. I was like, what? So the 21st of November, it felt like the best day of my life. And after I felt like it was already the best day of my life, this guy said he saw a rainbow, and it was only like a few minutes ago he saw a rainbow, and that was just crazy to me. And what else happened? Quite a few things happened. There was this one thing where I turned on my phone. Well, my brother called me and I was saying I know how to reverse the aging process now. And he doesn't take that seriously. And his phone number, I think it ended with 407 or something. No, it started with something 407. I can't remember. But the last landline phone number I had ended with 407, or it started with 407, something like that. And he also had 07903 in his phone number, and the first mobile phone number I really had, it started with 07903 as well. So that was another strange thing. There was some other strange things I looked at the time. I turned my phone on to check what time it was, and it was 23:00, the time. And then I saw the date. It says 21. It shows the number 21, NOV, November. And then I saw the battery percentage was 37%. And that meant lots to me because 23 was one of my favourite numbers. And then my body was 37 years old. And then as God, I was 21 years old. And then there's this thing the number 37, you could think of 37 to mean 3 sevens, like 777 being God's number. And the number 21, you could say, is 3 times 7. So 3 times 7 equals 21. And so it's like 777 again, sort of thing. Anyway, that's what I realised, and I was amazed by, I just turned my phone on to check what time it was, and I saw those 3 things. And there was other strange things that happened that day, but it was I thought of it as the best day of my life. And I had so much confidence in this exercise. Now I knew more details about it, and there was a rainbow. And then later in the day, maybe I talked to Joyce Westwood on the phone. She said she saw a rainbow on that day as well, on the same day. And so that was the 21st of November. But then I lost confidence again. I was starting to get really depressed, even though I felt like I knew even though I felt like I knew so much. I still didn't have much energy because I wasn't eating very much, maybe, and lacked enthusiasm. And I was feeling really low on the 4th of December. Even though I feel like I know I'm God, I'm just feeling low. But and think I know how to all these things. But on the 5th of December in the morning, I was feeling quite positive for the first time in a long time, and then I suddenly had this thought while I was looking in the mirror. I suddenly had this thought that how I could make my exercise even better, and it's kind of like I could stand on the spot and I could contort my muscles, stretching and moving and tensing my muscles all at the same time. And I was trying it out. I was putting lots of energy into it, and after 20 minutes of doing that, it looked like my face it had better circulation in it as well, and I felt like I knew even more. It was turning into another one of those days that was just amazing. And I started. Then I realised that it was 22 years and one day since I'd written. Before I had that spirit in me, it was one day I did this poem thing that had 23 lines in it, and I wanted to make this poem and that had 23 lines in it, and it took me half an hour or something, maybe a bit more or less. And that poem, I thought it was great. It was the best thing I'd written up till then, or as George, and I thought it's really good what I wrote, or it was like a message to myself. But that bit of writing seemed like an important thing to me, and then it was the 4th of December 1999, then I realised it's 22 years and one day since I wrote that, and if you think of 22 years and one day, it's 22 plus 1 is 23, but then a bit later, then I realised I could say it's the first day of the 23rd year since I wrote that, so it's it's the first day of the 23rd year, and that was pretty cool. And then I was getting someone called Jade Walls, I was getting her to write out something about what had happened. I was writing these amazing things that had happened. I was getting her to write them down. I didn't feel like typing. I was getting her to type for me, and I was just saying stuff. And then I wanted to check texts I'd sent to Joyce Westwood. So I was reading through these texts that I sent to Joyce Westwood to find something. To find where I'd said something, when, or what I'd actually said. And then while I was reading through the text, Joyce Westwood phoned me, and I said I was just reading through the text between me and her, and she said she was doing exactly the same thing. She said she was reading through the text just before she called me and trying to find something. And then she said that that day she'd been reading through like a dream book, like a book of dreams she had between 1996 and 1999. And then I was saying about the bit of writing I did in 1999, and I was thinking about that today. And then she asked me if I saw the rainbow, and I said, what? And she said there's a rainbow on the 5th of December. She saw a rainbow in the morning. I was like, fuck, oh, shit. There's pretty amazing. And then I had to go in the cupboard. I had to go in my cupboard to find, in a wardrobe or whatever, I had to find, cupboard to find that bit of writing I did in 1999. And I was trying to find that bit of writing I did so we could type it out on the computer. Like. And in that cupboard is my dream book, like one of my books I did of dreams, and I hadn't been in that cupboard for months, and I was planning to look through that cupboard that day to find that bit of writing I did, and my dream book's in that cupboard, so I'm like, I'm gonna see my dream book. And she was talking about the dream book she'd had, and she was saying how it was. She was reading dreams I had about me and my brother, one of my brothers. Anyway, it was one of those days again, and it was the 5th day I'd either seen or heard about other people I knew who'd seen a rainbow in the same county, like the same, within 20 miles of where I lived. I didn't see any rainbow on that day, but she did, and it was like another day of rainbows, like. And it was all on days when I discovered stuff about exercise, apart from the 6th of July, that when I saw the rainbow on the 6th of July, I didn't work anything about exercise, but in the same month I did. But then it was like every day after that, when there was a rainbow on the same day, I'd have worked something out about exercise out, and it was always those 4 days since the 20th of October 2021, all the days with rainbows on was the best days I had in those times. Like, they were the most amazing days like I had of that year. And it was like, this is God's year. And as well, being the 5th of December, it was like the 5th day that I'd heard about rainbows or seen a rainbow. And I worked out in 2020, there was 4 rainbows that I saw in October. On the 1st of October, the 11th of October, the 26th of October, and the 31st of October. So there's 4 rainbows that I saw in 2020, and when you add up 2022 and 2, you get 4. And then 2021 saw 5 rainbows, or heard about 5 rainbows, and then 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5, and it was the 5th of December, which was the last one, and it was like 4 rainbows for 2020 and 5 rainbows for 2021, and it all works out like that. And it was all amazing to me, and then felt like that was the last piece of the puzzle, the 5th of December. And then it dawned on me that all those days with rainbows on them in 2021 were like clues to me to know, to combine all of those days and all of those exercises I learned into one thing to know how to make myself look younger. And I believed in it, and I still believe in it. It's just about actually getting my diet and everything else sorted out. But yeah, all those things were amazing. And then A few things happened in 2022, and I didn't think I was going to make a video today, but today is like the 22nd of February 2022, and it's all twos. Like, it's not just ones and twos, it's all twos. So I still believe, like, from that amazing day on the 20th of October 2021, which was like the 2 principles of exercise about moving and tensing, I believe it, like, everything confirms to me that that still stands, that it's about those 2 things. And it's just those 2 principles are the key. And now I've come to the 22nd of February 2022. It's just all twos, and it's still about 2. Those 2 exercises, that's all I need. I don't need a third exercise or a third principle. It's like 2021 was God's year, and I learned everything I needed to learn in that year, I believe. And on the 27th of December 2021, like, I was on YouTube, and I came to this video, and it was called Jesus is Coming Soon or something. I was like, yeah, and that made me excited. And then I smashed a picture, a framed picture of a church in the corridor, which was called St. Mary the Virgin. And I was in room 14, and on the picture it said it's a 14th century church. And on the 27th of, I didn't work that out, I didn't work this out on that same day, but I worked out later that the 27th of December 2021, it was exactly 14 years since I moved into my first, like, independent kind of place in a bed-sitting 4-story house. 2007. It's 14 years since then. And then 2021 is God's year, because people say 777 is like, if 666 is the devil's number, then 777 is God's number, because so many mentions of 7, and it's like 3 sevens, something like that. Like, it's a big deal or something. And so I believe that 2021 was God's year, because the year 2000 was when it came in, and then 2021 was when it came of age while it's in me. And it's when I worked out all these things. And the police came to see what I'd smashed the picture on the wall. And I just said it was because I was happy, because I saw that video, Jesus is coming soon, and like, I met Jesus on the 2nd of December 2019, and that video, it was uploaded on the 29th of November 2021, so it was like really recent video, and it just made me think, this video, I can't think of anything else. Or maybe I can, but alright.